Well, Matt, you want to learn a song?
Yes.
A.
What's A again?
A. Play an A chord. No, that's E. That's A minor. You're getting close. Good. B minor. E. A. We're going to D. E minor. A. D. G. A. E minor. No, wait. G. D. E. From the top. A. B minor. B minor. Yeah. Then E. A. We're going to D in a minute. E minor. A. D. Sorry. Going to G. That was a little early. Sorry, I gave you too much time. G. Now. Coming to A. To E minor. G. D. E. Stop.
Why don't you sing that?
I don't know the words. So this is Christmas. Oh, you know what? Nobody can sing this song.
Who is that?
John Lennon wrote that.
It is John Lennon.
Yeah.
I just keep
And it
thinking
and it
Bruce
what's really
Springsteen.
interesting about it is it goes through 3 different keys, so it keeps changing. So it gets higher and higher and higher, and
And
so it's like the first section's in the key of A. It goes from A to B minor to E to A. Then it goes into the key of D. It goes D, E minor, A, D. Then it goes into the key of G and goes G, A, D, E minor, G, D. So
and the vocals that they have a chorus or
yeah, and then it has
Like
this
a choir or
counterpoint in the
something.
back, right? Because
Right.
these guys, they got this.
right. So it might help if I knew what my A chord was. You'd think after all this time,
You would, yeah.
but
Well, it's Christmas Eve. Well, it's Christmas Eve morning.
this is the Hogan tree right here.
It's right above the Hogan Lionel train. Oh my gosh! And
Here's
look
the
who
Hogan
is
cat.
coming! Here comes the Hogan cat, Pot Sticker. Come here, buddy.
We were going to tie him up to the tree.
Let's
but,
see if we can get him to make an appearance. Come here. He doesn't want to get near the guitar, probably. Oh, he is. He's looking for a way through to the train.
Come here, kitty.
Come on, Fluffhead.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. Here. Say hello to Totally Guitars. This is our gray cat, Pot
This is
Sticker.
Musical cat. Actually, Pot Sticker's
And he
going
just
to get
got
his
brushed
own,
yesterday. He lost a lot of hair finally because he's got a lot of hair. This-
which he leaves everywhere.
yeah. So.
But Pot Sticker's getting his own column next year.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a lot to say about
Yeah, a view from the
things
roof.
that are going on.
Or something. So.
So it's Christmas and you had a good time last night. I arrived here and you were busy setting up for caroling.
Yeah, one of my neighbors arranges a caroling party that goes door to door. We went to probably about 20 houses with about 40 or 50 kids. And my daughter Rebecca played ukulele.
Yeah.
And my student Caitlin, who some of you have seen a video of Caitlin. There's another one coming up pretty soon.
Fly on the wall, yeah.
Yeah, I have a really old fly on the wall with Caitlin, I think, working on Windy and Warm. But there's another, anyway, we have another one coming up. Can't remember what we were talking about, though. So she'll be a star, too. So it was kind of fun going out with 2 teenage girls and
And you had
a
like
bunch of
5
kids.
songs or something.
Yeah, we had 5 songs on the list. I think we had Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
And Frosty the Snowman.
And Frosty. And we did Rudolph. We did little Silent Night. There were a couple of houses that wanted to hear Silent Night, so we obliged. And I think we had one more, Deck the Halls.
That's right. It was interesting because there was like at least 100 people, I would have thought,
Yeah.
flowing from one house to another.
Yeah, it took a while.
The parents were in the back and the
Parents
kids
usually
were
stayed
in
on the
front.
sidewalk, kind of like they were trick-or-treating or something.
The
you know,
kids
send the
were
kids to the door.
haggling with each other about who would knock on the door first or
Yeah,
whatever.
and one kept
surprise.
insisting that we do let it snow, so we tried it once and none of them knew it.
Mm.
You know, they all know, oh, the weather outside, and the da da da, you know. So,
Sounds
yeah.
good.
So it didn't, so I nixed that one. We should practice, but that would take a lot of the fun out.
And then you continued partying on into the wee hours of the morning.
Well, I stayed and talked about Totally Guitars. All of a sudden, a bunch of people that were at the party right across the street wanted to know more about my my business. You know, most of them barely even know I play the guitar. Well, no, they do know because I've been doing this for the caroling thing for at least 5 years. So
They might have observed
yeah.
that you were the one holding the guitar.
Yeah. Actually, I just ran into one at the drugstore a few minutes ago, and he was very complimentary.
So this is our last news issue for the year. We're not going to actually we're together because we want to talk about a few things. The content this week we're going to discuss in a second, but this is the last lot of content that we're going to be putting up for a week. So we're going to have about, I think it's like 8 days break, just to give us a break and let our staff catch up on some things they need to fix and have some holiday time and give us a little bit of time to plan and talk about what we want to do next year. And so let's talk about the content that's come out in the last
A couple
days.
things that were real, you know, it turned out to be Blues Week. We stayed
Yeah.
with the country blues plan, you know, and with a couple versions of Fish and Blues. I hope people like that. The second version,
Just the instrumental.
the instrumental one, is quite challenging, but it's one I make most of my students learn somewhere down the road.
Actually, just on that one, we gave that a rating of a 6, but it's a 6 in fingerstyle.
Yeah, you know what? I try not to distinguish between them too much, but I think it's a little easier than Windy and Warm, and I think we have Windy and Warm at a 7. That's kind of it, but that whole area, the whole 6, 7, 8 range is tough to call.
Yeah, and
You know.
when we compare them to, say, some of the Hector lessons, which
Yeah.
get a 2 or a 3,
Yeah.
it gets very hard to give you a fair
Yeah,
estimate.
yeah. So I do have to come up with a better system of, or maybe we have 3 different rating systems. You know, there's the fingerstyle one, the classical. The fingerstyle and classical one would probably be closer. And Fish and Blues in a straight fingerstyle thing is actually probably easier than that. It's probably a 4 or a 5.
Right.
You know, but that's to leave more room at the top for things like Linus and Lucy, which is you know 3 times more complicated and stuff. And classical
It's
gas.
only ever going to be a guide, but we really try
Yeah.
and think about where things are. And I'm getting better, a lot better at guessing your thinking on it when you ask me.
Yeah, except most of the time you think something's really hard, and then you play it for like 10 minutes and you say, oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
That's a 6. You know, it's like,
Wow.
so you get, that's what I mean. So first impressions are, and like
Yeah, that's true.
the Mississippi John Hurt things, for example, I think are deceptive because they're not really difficult, but they are fast. And so, so for some people, just physically playing that fast is really, really hard. And other people can play that fast, but can't. Anyway, there's all, you know. Everybody has their own weak points and strong points, and that makes it tough. You know, so you know you can't say just because it's. So what's a 6 for somebody might be a 3 for somebody else,
Right.
and vice versa. And then a completely different piece could be the opposite. So
So I only use them as a guide, folks,
Yeah.
but we'll try better. And I think we had agreed we were going to do some videos on explaining them for first timers.
yeah,
They
well, we
keep
almost
playing.
just did, but no, but something a little bit more,
Yeah.
a little more formal.
We'll try and attach them. So what else did we do this week?
Had those 2 blues tunes, and then a couple Mississippi John Hurt things. Got the blues, Can't Be Satisfied, and Staggerlee. So both songs about murders. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of that's what we did in Christmas week. We put up a bunch of old English ballads about highwaymen and murderers and stagecoach robbers.
Staggerlee, he was a nasty SOB.
Yeah,
I mean, that
I
was
know.
not a good character.
Yeah, and the guy in Got the Blues, same thing. You know.
I often
Yeah.
think romantically back to an older time like that, think that people had more nobility and so on, but humans were humans. There's
Yeah.
always a bad batch and,
Yeah.
you know.
And now, but the subject matter of murdering the unfaithful lover, it's down by the river. Neil Young, I mean, it's, I guess. But,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of songs that work kind of that way. And then we had some visits with luthiers, two luthiers really close that I know really well and really like, Mark Blanchard and Ed Claxton. Of course, many of you know that this guitar was built by Ed Claxton. And right now Blanchard is building a guitar for one of my students. But so it's kind of neat to check in on their shops and see what all's going on. So we have a lot more stuff coming from Ed, and a lot of it's really educational too, because you get a behind the scenes peek at.
Yeah, actually, that's a great thing because I wanted to introduce a luthier section for a while. We talked about it, and
Yeah.
we got these generic kind of interviews, but we really want to focus in on the how-tos next year more, how to do this or that or whatever, and really delve deep in and really provide a great resource for the long term, which will be 100% free to anybody who's watching this. So it's one of our objectives is to kind of be one of the best sites on the
Gathering
web.
informational site for
Right.
for cool stuff.
So, and we did some student reviews, and we tried to get some Christmassy student reviews up first.
They released a couple. We got Dan's Frosty, I think, out there, and
Willem.
Willem was it Silent Night? No, yeah,
Yeah, Silent Night.
Silent Night.
Yep.
And then we had Wally.
Yeah.
No, there it was. I get those two songs confused all the time. Winter Wonderland and Let It Snow. They really are the same song, but they're just masquerading as different lyrics. So
We've been really putting out a student review every day for quite some time. So there might be a bit of a break here or there, a week here or there next year, because it takes about an hour to do one from beginning to end. It's very time consuming.
a lot of people involved as part of the thing.
A lot of other people have to get engaged in getting them up, but we'll try and put them out as consistently as we can, as we've always said we will, and so hopefully you've got a good kick out of the last couple of months. One of the things, in general about content is we really pushed hard the last 2 months to get,
5 years worth of material.
Right.
From our original promises.
Yeah, I mean, we've put out a lesson a day, effectively, plus, obviously, 4 or 5 or 6 other pieces of content every day to really kind of keep you occupied for the holidays and also show you how committed we are to content first. Content is always the first primary objective of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And everything else is secondary. But, what else did we do this week?
We had which was really fun. There aren't many people that I could arrange something like that for, and that then could actually play it. So the chance to work with Lawrence a few years ago at a couple of concerts we were doing was a treat, because he's one of the people who can do that.
And for those who don't know who Lawrence was.
Oh yeah, good. So Lawrence Juber, in the fingerstyle world is very well known now, but he of course was for a couple of years was the guitar player in Paul McCartney's band in Wings, but he also put together a lot of great solo guitar albums over the years. So he's just a phenomenal artist. Lives in Southern California, comes up here every once in a while. So
we may get a chance to spend a little time with him in the new year. We've got a few people lined up that we've got our sights on.
Yeah.
I think Muriel's back in January. Tommy's back in January. So there's a few other people that we haven't spent time with yet. So what else do we do? We had a few making music episodes.
Yeah, those episodes which were kind of fun, and a lot of them were on sort of well-known local musicians, or actually pretty well-known in a lot of circles too. Peter Grant was one of them, who's a steel guitar player.
There's stuff there that we wouldn't normally focus on. There's some metal stuff and some younger artists and stuff that we wouldn't, electric stuff, but we like bringing it to you. It gives you some variety and another 30 minutes of interesting stuff to watch every day. And we're going to keep bringing them to you until we run out, obviously.
Okay. We're getting a warning sign from the camera that we might be running out of batteries, so we might have to edit something in a second. So if this cuts out, ignore it.
So we should play out to the fade.
Yeah.